And President Kenyatta's final budget has sparked off a fierce political battle between supporters of the deputy president and those backing the handshake team. Pro-Ruto MPs led by Kikuyu lawmaker Kimani Ichung'wah have lined up a series of proposed amendments, including slashing allocations to the office of the president, interior ministry, as well as the defense docket. The team saying the move will avail 50 billion Kenya shillings to small-scale traders and finance one of Ruto's pre-election campaign pledges. But committee chairman Kenya Kwanza has termed Ichung'wah's proposals as populist and untenable. Francis Gashuri reports on the mounting politics of the budget, 171 days to the ballot.
President Uhuru Kenyatta's 10th and last budget is the subject of latest political muscle flexing, pitting the pro-handshake brigade in parliament against lawmakers backing Deputy President William Ruto's State House bid. The budget policy statement adopted by the National Assembly Budget Committee recommends a 3.3 trillion shillings budget with a 2.43 trillion shillings revenue projection. With the State House succession race gathering pace, pro-UDA MPs have lined up a series of amendments that include availing 50 billion shillings to finance Ruto's bottom-up campaign pledge, targeting small-scale traders. Ichung'wah, in the proposal that will be subjected to parliamentary debate next week, wants allocation to office of the president, the interior and coordination of national government ministry, as well as the defense docket slashed. To provide the 50 billion shillings, the interior ministry is allocated 149 billion shillings and 170 billion shillings for the defense ministry.
Budget inatengenezwa ni ya mwezi wa 6. Si ni ya serikali ile inakuja. So sisi tumeanza kupanga ile budget ambayo itatusaidia kwa serikali inayokuja.
So I want to ask my friend Kenya Kwanza, the chairman of the budget committee, and I want to ask my leader of majority Amos Kimunya, you cannot bring amendments to reduce the 50 billion.
But Ichung'wah's successor in the budget committee, Kenya Kwanza, has termed proposals by the UDA-leaning MPs populist and meant to set the president against the masses for political expediency.
My predecessor, who was the former chairman of budget, trying to insinuate that they can make budget that they think that will help them in 2022. Trying to say that the budget should be like this. You are former. You are there. You had an opportunity to do that. You didn't do it.
Ichung'wah is also proposing to increase allocation to county governments by slashing the national government slice of the 2022-2023 budget pie.
Rais Uhuru Kenyatta alituambia wanatuletea BBI waongezee pesa kwa county governments ili waweze kukamilisha mahospitali kama hii ya hapa Githunguri. Kwa hii budget policy statement ya mwaka huu tumeongeza pesa inayoenda kwa county governments kutoka 370 billion hadi bilioni 495, 495 billion.
You are former. You are there. You had an opportunity to do that. You didn't do it. We brought BBI so that 30% would go to county assemblies, would go to county governments. You, Ruto, together with your team, you are against BBI. And now, in the amendments that you are trying to bring, you are saying that you want to increase the county allocation from the current 15% to 35%. Yet you are against BBI. It is total mischief. And we know you.
With a deficit of more than 800 billion shillings, President Kenyatta's last budget that will be largely implemented by his successor will have to be financed through borrowing. With a national debt burden of 8.2 trillion shillings as at December last year, that is expected to shoot to 8.89 trillion shillings by the end of the current financial year, the 9 trillion shillings budget ceiling set in 2019 will be exceeded. National Treasury Cabinet Secretary Ukur Yatani proposing an amendment to provide for a debt ceiling not exceeding 55% of the country's gross domestic product.
We cannot afford to borrow more kwa sababu tutakuja tuchotwe na wa China na tukue nchi kama Greece ile ilienda ada. Tuachane na maneno ya kukopa, tukuze uchumi wetu, tujitegemee kama wa Kenya.
The problem that we have, or the challenge that we have of the debt ceiling and the debt that we have were accumulated when Kimani Ichung'wa was the chairman of budget and Aden Duale was the majority leader. So they cannot lecture us on how to make the budget. Instead of going for conventional loans, which are cheaper, they were going for commercial loans because they knew what they were getting as kickbacks.
The budget policy statement proposes a 1.6 trillion shillings allocation to the executive, with two other arms of government, parliament and judiciary, getting a combined share of 69.1 billion shillings. The 47 county governments, the equalization fund and conditional grants are allocated a total of 414.1 billion shillings in the 2022-2023 budget. Francis Gashuri, Citizen TV.